We have a question from Harry. I would be very interested in your thoughts on these standards I've been working towards. 500-pound deadlift, 400-pound squat, 300-pound bench, 200-pound overhead press, 100-pound weighted pull-up or chin. My thoughts are strength-wise, you could be more than strong enough. You'd be more than strong enough. Aesthetically, you would have a well-rounded physique, and with the weighted chin in the mix, you would keep your body fat down to achieve this. One thing is that the question here is, what are my thoughts? Frankly, even if you're an elite athlete, and this is a conversation I had many years ago with Dan Martin, you probably are getting all the value out of the back squat when you get to 400 pounds for most sports. I've talked about this story a lot in my life. I kept driving my squat up higher and higher, and my performance as a discus thrower kept coming back to me. They got worse. 500-pound deadlift, that's strong. 300 bench, that's strong. There's nothing wrong. Now, it was interesting because when I looked, the 3, the 4, and the 5 weren't the ones I went, The ones I went, on were the overhead press and the weighted pull-up. I'm very proud of the fact that I have clean and pressed 300 pounds. In my youth, there have been a lot of people being able to do that. And I've slowly noticed in my career and my life, less and less people are now strong in the military press, which I love. I think that 200-pound overhead press, for most people I work with, would be the hardest one of that group. And then your thoughts on the 100-pound weighted pull-up. When I tried to do the beast challenge, you have to do it like this, thumbs behind, and you have to get your chin held there. I got my chin, I got my lips to the bar, but I couldn't do this with that particular grip. The beast is 106, 48 kilos. And I couldn't get to there. So I'm just saying that's a good lift. And I think there's something I hope all the listeners are listening to, is that he threw in an exercise that had a body weight component, so he couldn't just bulk up to 400 pounds and still pull that off. So I like the list. I think that would make you stronger than most people. I think it would bring you in relationship to Harry Pascal's number. For those of you get a chance, Bill Hinburn on his site, Super Strongman maybe, Bill has copies of Bosco's work. And my favorite, there's 2 books that I like the first. Harry Pascal has the character named Bosco, and he's the freakishly wide guy with a freakishly narrow waist. And in the magazines, he tells us that his snatch is 975 pounds. And it's just a cartoon figure. But Harry Pascal's numbers would be a wise thing for a lot of you guys, a lot of my readers and listeners to follow. He considers someone reasonably strong if they snatch, clean and press and snatch 165 pounds. His dreadnought strength level is, I think it's 275 in the snatch. What I like about his numbers is that they're reasonable. They're pre-drug era. They're from 1950, 1953 maybe. And the other thing is, and a lot of you still don't know this, but when I grew up squatting, squat racks were not like they are today. They were not safe. They held the bar, and that's about all they did. So when I was young and we squatted, when your rep wasn't finished until you got, and I swear you had to land those squats on a little area about that big. And if you pushed into it, the squat stand would fall down, which, is not good. So his squat numbers are a little low. And of course the bench press, which is probably the most recent of the serious lifts invented. I wouldn't be surprised if the bench press was less than 100 years old. It might even be much, much less than that. But bench pressing during Pascal's time, you didn't use racks. Most of the guys would do a pullover and then bench press. And when I first started bench pressing, I remember Jesse Negas and I were talking. He was one of our guards on the football team. And he was talking about how he trained at home, and all he ever did was pull over and press. So But so I still like those older numbers because the press numbers are a little more reasonable and the squat numbers are a little more reasonable. Good stuff. I like it. I think it's a good idea. All right.